runs in
quite
4
beautiful
overs
grounds as well.
The remaining 6 over this inning, guys.
Larry's got
Remaining 6 over this
A bit
inning.
of an explosion with the number of teams as well, and the number of players. There's quite a few new clubs. I know there are the Tigers, are a team that's just formed based around the
First ball single, guys. First ball
Bangladeshi
single. Remaining 5 ball this over.
community of Prague. Big appeal, and he's given him. He's walked actually the batsman. It's the first wicket down for Rooks.
Yeah, it's a good bit of keeping this time. Devendra Singh. This one looks like it was right at the end of the bat. Probably would have been a wide. Just a thin edge. Little splinter.
2 runs in 8 balls. Please like, share and subscribe, guys. Second ball single, guys.
Maybe a little bottom edge is a good take.
Yeah, I think it's just over the toe of the bat. You see there, he goes straight away. Krishnan. It's good sportsmanship. He's a good cricketer. And he knew that he got a little edge and he wasn't going to wait for the decision.
In 4.3 overs. Third ball wicket, guys.
Yeah,
Third ball wicket.
And played in the right spirit. That's what it's about as well. So, first wicket down. The score at 32. Good opening partnership though from the Rooks. Actually, answering that question about the quick rounds leads into the next one. Peter Young, he was asking, are there any new clubs forming? Is it better to have new clubs or work on building the clubs that exist at the moment? What's your opinion on that, Danny?
A bit both. I think new clubs are just adding a bit of spice, and it's not all those clubs are going to be have first division teams. Spartans we saw before with the Vanguards are a very good team, and they'll be in the first division, but I think the Mobilisers are in the second division. For the first time ever we've got 3 divisions. That doesn't seem like much, but for us, from several years ago when we only basically had 5 clubs in the country, it's a big plus. I know the Barracudas have been there for a couple of years now. They came and joined the leagues.
Please like, share and subscribe,
Bits of Barracudas.
Like, share and subscribe,
but there are 19 United's another new team. But there are 19 teams competing in the T20 league this year, and again, that doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot more than what we've had in the past, and it's a pretty full schedule as well, 4 grounds.
Please like, share and subscribe, guys.
Drag down to this finished the over. It's 34 to 1 after 5. I think that's great. I think 19 teams is an excellent achievement. Things are going in the right direction. And you'll see over 200 players in those 19 teams. I think that's insignificant at all. And I was saying, yeah, he saw Burno last year on ECN. I do like that Burno ground. It's very picturesque. And I think there's a lot of enthusiasm. And one thing I like, and I've said this before, is that I often see Rooks that don't really have the batting depth, so that players they put up the top to do the job. This one completely gets away from Murali. One wide.
Yeah, so before I think it's a good move to put Rohit up the order and call for it from Rooks. But he does open the bowling for them as well. And so he's got a lot of responsibility in his team. He can bat. They've been a bit short of, I think, this week, last week in this tournament. His batting depth. As I said, skipper Naveen Padmaraju, I think, is a better batsman than what we've seen as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's the end of the 6th over. It's 42 for 1 after that over. So we'll see now the rate 7 and over. Exactly. So despite a fairly bright start, things have just been pulled back. We don't have any overs in double figures so far. 996648. Like a telephone number. This one, it's almost a return catch. And it's Kushi Bhatnagar who comes in. This one's a finger tipper. Thought for a second it might be. That should have been sent over the ropes, but it was pulled straight back at Kush. Anyway, here's the next one. Bit of extra bounce. Now, look at also, Terry has put a link in the chat, and I've just put one as well. I've copied it. And it's actually checkcricket.cz. It's the link for more about Czech cricket. in the air. It should be caught. It is caught. So that's the end of Panelet. He's found a way to get out again. Thick outside edge. Ran away. And it's pretty Karthik. He's had a couple of wars in the field today. This time he does well. Identified it early. Got forward. Takes the catch. So second wicket goes down. It's 43 for 2. And yeah, we encourage you to click that link. And for more information, lots of people are interested in Czech cricket and so you can get some more information. Don't need more wealth of information yourself.
Got a bit of a shout out for the juniors as well. There are actually more junior players in the country than there are senior players, which is due to the hard work of Chris and Renata Pierce. Around about 400 junior players. And this one's a bit wide. He's chased it and got a wide out of it. But they play mainly softball cricket. Got a few moving up for the hard ball game. The idea is eventually to bring a lot of those kids into the leagues. The majority of them.
Watch out for this one. How far has this gone? It's going to go all the way. Maximo! And Naveen Padmaraju. Imagine he's a better batsman than he showed. He certainly showed he was brutal on anything short there. It was too short for Bhatnagar. It's half a dozen. Nice shot.
Yeah, needs to get a bit of form. I think Padmaraju is a good all-rounder. Just hasn't shown it with the bat. Just dab down. Single. Yeah, so
there's someone backing up there. Took a bit of time to get a position. It's it's great there's more juniors in seniors. That's a great sign. Things are going in the right position, the right way. And well, speaking of Czech cricket, I mean, one of the teams in the European Cricket Championship, which is first time this tournament's been held. It's a T10 tournament, been played over 4 weeks. The Czech Republic been drawn in Group C. The games will be in the week starting 27th of September. If you perform well enough, you could even make it through the championship, which is championship week, which is the following week. And there's a lot of players in this tournament, and they'll have their eyes on getting selected in that Czech Republic team for the T10 tournament in September, the ECC.
So it's their chance, really. I mean, it is very early in the season, and, but it's a chance to impress in front of selectors, I'm sure, who'll be watching.
Really, he's come back for his second over. His first one only went for 8. 50 came up off the last ball in the 7th over, so still feel like a little bit short of
please like, share and subscribe guys. This is Rakar's experience last of 2 wickets in 7 overs complete. On the strike Naveen, non-strike Vinu, non-strike Panlet, non-strike Rohit. Please like, share and subscribe guys. Out for Panlet. Please like, share and subscribe guys. Please like, share and subscribe.
Rohit is just stepped back, but he's straight back to him.
I've got a question. So you mentioned there's more juniors than seniors. And I know that Terry O'Connor has touched on this before. Bounces, hit down the ground. It's actually pretty well placed, and it's going to beat Johanna Hock to the boundary. It's a nice shot by Desh Moini. It's been a bit of a rock at the top of the order today. He's doing his best for the Rooks. Put a competitive score on the board. It's good footwork. He got to the pitch of the ball. Hit it well enough to beat Johanna Hock. He's just getting acquainted with the dogs.
Sorry.
It's not hard enough that you can't chase the ball down. Talia Anoki after you. Well, this one, lucky he mishit it as badly as he did in the end this morning. He didn't hang in the air long enough to be caught. And my whole question was going to be, how do you get kids playing it in a non-traditional cricket playing country, and how do you get kids involved?
A lot of hard work, and just a lot of dedication. I think Chris learned Czech just to make sure that he could communicate with the kids, because the majority of the kids who play cricket here are actually Czech-born, Czech kids who have never seen the game.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot of work to get into various schools. Oh, he's been run out here.
Well, what's happened here? This morning, just when I was getting on board with his run between the wickets, this one's a bit of a brain fade. See, he's not backing up. He's got 2 feet in his crease, and then just doesn't make it. And this is the difference.
Well, that dismissal, it didn't really get into. He must have bounce back off his gloves onto the stumps there, Divi.
Let's have a look at what happens here. I have my eyes on Deshmoini. And have a look at this. The ball comes in.
I think it's a direct hit.
Yeah, it did. The ball hit the stumps.
It's good fielding. I think he hit middle stump.
Yeah, I think you'll probably get a better look at it from here. We may do. We'll have a look. It comes in. Yeah, I think it's just flicked the stumps, and the bails took a second to fall off. And
please like, share and subscribe.
Interesting one.
Yeah, I think you can see his gloves never... I don't think his gloves ever touched the stumps, to be honest. Like, to me...
I think it middle stump.
Yeah, his reaction straight away said as well that he knew the ball took the stumps. And,
remaining 3 balls
when he's got to go.
Please like, share and subscribe for ball running.
Right, well, new batsman.
Ball running. Please like, share and subscribe.
Looking around out there.
Like, share and subscribe, guys.
New batsman is Vinod Sutha.
Like, share and subscribe. Second ball boundary and third ball single, guys.
Expansive
Second ball
shot.
boundary and third ball single. Please
Single,
like, share
and
subscribe, guys.
also the end of the 8th over. After 8 overs, it's 57 for 3.
There's the Cricket Academy. I'm sure Terry could probably
remaining 2 balls over on the strike, Nabil. Please like, share and
the chat,
subscribe, guys.
the Cricket Academy here. It's both in English and in Czech. And what it does is encourage, it shows parents what cricket's all about. I know that Chris has published a lot of videos during the pandemic to keep the kids practicing, but it's a very encouraging environment, whereas some other sports maybe in the Czech Republic are not, especially team sports.
Yeah.
So you don't find too many kids playing team sports now. Down leg side. Leg by
as well. Let's have a look at this, and even Grover saying, well, that was that high. The umpire just seemed to hit him high in the pad. We'll see this.
Get the bat as well.
Hit him outside the off stump as well. So
I know it's called a leg by.
Yeah.
So a lot of parents getting involved as well. Czech parents who had never seen cricket at all before, because normally the question is, this one's been edged down past the keeper. That should run all the way, I think, and it will.
It's good effort from Vidi Karthik. Some interesting chases today, but still, the ball will win this one. So you say, kids must enjoy it, playing a team sport, and the skills as well. It's very appealing.
I absolutely love it. I've been involved in quite a few of the junior tournaments that Chris has put together, and there's lots of activities around. There's they've got a loop where they get little check marks for things like catching and just little games as well. So it's really well organised. The kids love it. The parents love watching it as well, and they can see that it's an environment that's dropped in.
This is very uncharacteristic of Devendra Singh.
Please like, share and subscribe. First ball single. Remaining 5 balls over on the strike, Nabil.
Well,
Non-strike,
Devendra Singh. Look at this. And concentration thing, I think. He's trying to captain the team as well.
Second ball boundary, guys.
And
First ball
he
single,
just
second ball boundary. Please
in a
like,
reasonable
share and
position.
subscribe,
Didn't get in the middle of the hands.
Second ball boundary, guys.
And
Like, share and subscribe.
Grover, keeper himself. Can't do everything. And this one is going to be salt into the wound. It's a beautiful shot down the ground. Maximo, 6 runs. Well, Grover put it on a length after going down the ball before. This one was smashed down the ground. It's Naveen Padmaraju. Gets the job done for his team, the Rooks.
I mentioned Padmaraju he hasn't really shown it with the bat yet for the Rooks. He's starting to show it now, and that's it's an important one. If they can get up to about 85, I think they'll be competitive. Getting there, 68 at the moment.
Fourth ball sixer. Remaining 2 balls is over. Please like, share and subscribe, guys.
Over.
Fourth ball
This has
sixer.
been
Third ball dot ball and fourth ball sixer, guys.
That's
Remaining
short.
2 balls is
Catch
over.
up with it.
Please like, share and subscribe.
Dender's going to have a go at the
Like,
stumps.
share and subscribe,
Grover
guys.
just showing him how to catch. Taking that one.
Yeah, just going back to the juniors. Most of the juniors play with a plastic bat, and the air balls, wind balls.
Yeah.
And so it's nice and safe. But when they get it out of the middle of the bat, it can go a fair way, and that's part of the attraction, I think, is that. But come back for second, and have to rush, and I think he might be gone, and he is. They came back for the second, and it's Vidi Karthik there who'll have to walk back.
Also knowing that they wanted Padmaraju on strike, because that's the end of the over. We've got the last over coming up. It's not often you see this. You'll see that Sutha comes back, gets run out, He was just short of his crease, but then he flashes a thumbs up to the captain saying, no problem, you go and do the job. So again, good team play, good unselfishness from Vinod Sutta. He looked pretty good while he was there. Had a couple of nice shots. This one, you see, was just short of the ground. He said, well, Naveen, good luck to you. I hope you can get us a few more runs. And slowly drag themselves up to what core competitive total of 80. I still think against Vandals lineup, it might not be enough. But we'll see Davitsi on the last over for the Vandals. And, well, you know, he's a difficult bowler to get away.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but there's no one fine. There's a third man. And not suggesting that he should cut it through the keeper's gloves, but that would be a spot.
It's flicked away over the leg side, and they're going to get another boundary. It's not paying off. A bit of running, last ball, last over, to get Padmaraju on strike. Flicks this one from Davitsi away over the leg side boundary. Nice shot.
Sorry, what happened then? I got distracted by a dog going a bit...
Not as distracted as Jahana Hock down here on the half boundary. He cannot wait to get off the field, I think.
There's Oki around the corner as well. She's not on the lead. Tully is luckily because she doesn't run at fielders.
One leg side. This one might be a chance for Grover. He's coming around. Oh, well, it's perfectly placed in the end. Well, Grover might have hurt himself there. This is a nasty one. He fell awkwardly there, Grover. Back-to-back boundaries. And, he looks to be in some discomfort. He just looked at... Maybe fell on his knee. And it was a great effort by Sahil Grover. He's such a good cricketer, and he's someone they don't want to get hurt. Just look at that. You see, the knee hits the turf.
Looks like he might have jarred it, but he's in a bit of pain there, Sahil.
It's not a dislocation. You see this from this angle. You see it comes from the right of your screen.
Please like, share and subscribe,
guys. Quickly.
Like, share and subscribe.
And wow, full force of his body going through that joint. And he's in a significant amount of pain at the moment. He certainly hopes not dislocation. Sahil Grover, such an important batsman for them as well. He batted so well in the previous game. And yeah, the way he's looking at the moment, I think that
please like, share and subscribe,
makes it a significant recovery. May not be available to the Vandals to bat. Again, look at just he was in the game and stretched arm. You see, just stopped pretty abruptly. It's not the uneven part of the ground, and certainly hope Sahil Grover's okay. An exciting play to watch. Certainly hope there's no lasting effects of that ball.
It's never good to see anyone injured in the cricket field, in any sport really. So hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, well,
a bit of concern there. Petter, the first aider. He's very competent. He's actually, I think Petter mentioned that he's going to be a doctor in a couple of days.
Is that right?
So,
congratulations, Petter.
Fully fledged doctor, rather than just a medical student.
So he's in good hands. Good. We're talking a lot about cricket in the Czech Republic, weren't we? And the fact that it's developing a number of levels, particularly juniors, and that's really what we're all about as well at the European Cricket Network is developing cricket and showing cricket in Europe. And what happens a lot of the time, people that do live in Europe, they may have come from cricket-playing countries and they don't realise it exists. And so since we've been developing the European Cricket Network in this way and showing these T10 tournaments, we've found an increasing participation and the team's growing. Some of that's due to demographics, but also some of it is because of exposure. And we see that Sahil Grover,
remaining 4 balls
close to me, no doctor, it's Peter just yet, but he's close to me. I'm sure he's all over it. He's just going to sit down and get some attention. That could be a situation where perhaps he's just popped out for a second, and there's a couple of Australian football ones. There's one famous one where the player sits and bangs his kneecap back in. Pull that one up on YouTube.
So there's also a
Darren Cresswell.
Women's football as well. When she did that, she there's a caption of men's football and women's football with this young lady's putting a kneecap back in, and then they cut to a shot of Neymar rolling around.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Well, he's a pretty tough nut, Sahil Grover, and see there, he's going to go off, and right now, coming to the end of the innings, there's only 4 balls left, so I'm sure that the 12th man will come on for him, and well, it's just taking the wind out of the sails a little bit. The Vandals, who seem to be well in this game. Score 78. 4 balls remaining. Davitsi has been there for a while. Still got 4 balls to go.
It's okay for Sahil. I don't think he'll take any more part in this game. So he'll be linking around as well, especially batting. And I don't think you. I've not seen a runner in ECN. A runner still available, Vinny?
Nope.
So I think it's the Juno Ranatunga rule.
Yeah, ruined it for everyone. No, I think it makes sense as well. I would consider the only way you have runners in cricket is by some sort of prior agreement. So let's say someone has perhaps a permanent disability or something like that. Then I think I'm all for it. And the other thing is, I would maybe consider it for perhaps in some game, even in longer forms of the game. I'd probably only allow runners if there's 9 wickets down. You're the last batsman, for example.
Third ball, dot ball, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Back by 2 boundaries and third ball, dot ball, guys. Remaining 3 balls over. On the strike, Navin Padma Raju.
Maybe we'll think about it, limited overs cricket to bring it back. But only if there's 9 wickets down and you've got no one else to bat, so at least you're getting a game.
Like, share, and subscribe. Third ball, dot ball, guys.
Third ball, dot ball.
Do like, share, and subscribe. Remaining 3 balls over.
Flicked up. Like, share, and subscribe. In the grill, actually. Padma Raju.
Like, share, and subscribe.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
did sound very grilly.
Again, it's really important to wear helmets. I can't say. Look at this one. Goes up. I mean, that one with him right in the middle of the face. And we've seen the difference between players wearing helmets, players not wearing helmets. And this one, yeah, just up off the gloves or perhaps the bat. And there's no ill effects at all for Padma Raju. He's ready to continue. So 2 dots in a row, 2 balls left. Goes offside, doesn't get it though, and he's going to be caught. Well, Padma Raju, still a useful contribution from him. He scored 27 off only 14 balls, hit 3 4s, 2 6s, so a nice return to form for Padma Raju. And again, the fact that he will be out there bowling and fielding, it's a lot to do with the fact that he's wearing that helmet. So kids and adults, wear the helmets when you're batting. When you're keeping up to the stumps, it's really important that you protect yourselves. And it's a nice catch by Harsha Chaganti. I would expect him to catch it. So last ball coming up. Score is 78.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys.
Hit this pretty well. Doesn't have the distance though. Has the elevation. And a really good catch taken by Amit Rai. So pretty well hit actually by Navin Gunasekharan. And in the end he just ends up with the first ball duck. It's the only ball he's going to face. Got a middle on it, but straight up in the air. And Amit Rai held his nerve. That could be important. And let's have a look at the last 4 balls after that injury break from Sahil Grover. Dot, wicket. So they didn't concede another run in the last 4 balls of the innings. And they're going to finish at 78 for 6. It'll be 79 for the Vandals to win here in match 30. I think they would be expected to make it, but anything can happen. And anything will happen in the Fancode European Cricket Series. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from the first half of match 30.
Yeah, it was a good innings up top from Rohit. And, hit a couple of 4s early. And I think there was a much improved batting performance by the Rooks. And they're a pretty competitive total, I think. They might have a man short also, the Vandals. I'm sure the 12th man will come on. Well, don't know that Sahil Grover will be able to bat in this inning, so there will be a man short, I think, in their chase. Hopefully they won't need him, the Vandals, but he's a useful all-round cricketer, Sahil. I wouldn't want to lose him for too much of this tournament. Standout innings, Navin Padma Raju, I think 19 off 9, really got them a few of the runs they needed to get up to their total. So Rohit Deshmani at the top of the innings, it's pretty much a runner ball, 28. But thin on the ground after that with the batting, a few wides. I think the first over, 8 wides from Harsha. But competitive total, and we'll have to see very shortly if Barbarians can reach the 79 they need to beat the Rooks. And we'll see the ball back here in just a few minutes' time. you know, it's ground in Prague. The second innings of this game, the umpires are walking out between Park Barbarians and PCC Rooks. The Rooks looking to get a few early wickets here against the Vandals. Some news also, team news, good news actually. Sahil Grover, just had a bit of a chat with him. He's getting his leg strapped. There's no major injury, just jarred it when he went in, and for that diving save. He's okay, and he wants to bat. Probably, I think his skipper wants him to bat as well if needed, rather than intensify that injury. So it'll be needed for the Barbarians throughout the rest of this tournament. It's an important player for them, so I don't think they should risk it really. But I guess it's his choice in the end. See, Sawan Davizi open the batting, be facing up. It's like Jahanu Hawk, I think is his opening partner. He was hounded by the hound here in the commentary box for fielding it long off. And they go off a few times at him. It's a competitive score, I think, for PCC Rooks. 79 for victory for Barbarians. There's a few early wickets. I think they'll might have a bit of a struggle to get there. They should get there. Vanguards, against Vanguards, they hit about 90 odd, just over 90. And I don't think Rooks are a stronger bowling team. But this man again, the skipper, been Padmaraju, very good all-round cricketer. Deshmoini as well. Also, Neil Naveen Gunasekaran feature the bowling. Vinny, what do you think of this?
Yeah, look, at least they do have a score on the board. 78. We've seen teams defending scores like that before. I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy against this Vandals batting lineup. We have seen them give some chances. It's all going to be about whether the Rooks can cash in and take them. And Padmaraju has been carrying his team so far today. He's got the ball in his hand. First ball, second innings. Tapped away. And it's a bit of a tight single. Hoke gets it in the end, and Jahanu Hoke is opening the batting with Davitsi. You mentioned Sahil Grover a second ago. He's very keen to bat, and it was a jarring of the knee. Doesn't seem to be any significant structural damage, but certainly if I was the Vandals, I'd be being a bit careful with him. You've got some other options. Maybe use him only if you really get in trouble in the game. He did bat beautifully, didn't he, in the first game that they played today? But I think you've got Davitsi there, you've got Hoke, you've got plenty of other options as well. Devendra Singh, to mention him as well. So fascinating second half of this match. And, for me, it's all about the power play, Danny. I think, for Rooks to have a chance, and remember they are without a win. This is their sixth game. They need to have a good power play. But if the Vandals get away in the power play, I can see them cruising to victory. Again, Davitsi always the big scalp. Not on strike at the moment. This is Jahanu Hoke. Finds a wide from Padmaraju. But what do you think about that? Any other players you'll identify as danger batsmen for the Vandals?
Well, Andrew Sim batted very well.
Yeah.
I think it was the weekend. I think it was Saturday. He looked very good. Murali can bat as well. They know he can get some runs. So I don't think they should risk Sahil Grover.
Yeah. I guess it's also up to the captain, Devendra Singh. He would have seen what happened, and even if Sahil Grover is keen to bat, maybe it's not in the best interest of the team in the longer term. It's good to see players be brave and want to be out there, but sometimes you have to think about their welfare. And also what's to gain. This is a really good single take, and left immediate area of the pitch, but that just shows you the urgency from the Vandals. You would expect them to chase these runs down, but the Rooks, every time you lose, it hurts a little bit more. I think they'll be really desperate to put on a better performance here and defend this total.
They're up for it in the field already, and skipper bowling first. He decided he should take the new ball ahead of Rohit Deshmoini. I think it's a good move because He's probably the best of their bowlers. Big news, Vinny. Pies are here.
It's the birthday girl, Mita. Don't know if it's the best birthday present. Having to carry a big box of pies.
Good present for me, though. And my belly.
Happy birthday, Mita. Your father Michael's very proud of you in the chat. We're proud of you for bringing the pies. What have you got there for us today? Can you put candles in the mashed potatoes? Could try that one.
You can try if you want, Vinny. That's Butmeriju again. Point to Davisi. It's in the air.
Now, this could be a big one if he can get there. Oh, it's just going to be out of the reach. And now, whistle in the throat. Oh, that might have been close, but wasn't taken cleanly by the keeper, Sujit Gopalakrishnan. Get back for 2. We saw him caught in the leg side before. He just like to go over the top of the power play. Didn't quite get this one in the middle.
You could see Naveen out there trying to get there desperately. There were 2 of them coming as quickly as they could to the ball, and they're just not quite able to reach it. It was a great shot there from Saba, though. Didn't get under it. He hit it to an area where there's no fields on, but a great shot.
Short, and this one probably will go to the boundary. And you just can't bowl that land to Davitsi, especially with no protection in front of square on the leg side. He leans on this one for the first boundary of the innings to the Vandals.
It's a better shot. Might keep it down though, but didn't try to muscle it and hit it too hard. It just timed it quite nicely. Naked area out there.
Into the first over. It's 10 for no loss. Good shot. And to finish it. The other one's a little bit risky. Hasabove taking a pretty risky shot by Davitsi earlier in the over. Last one. Big gap. He was able to whack the ball into. Yeah, need 8 and over. A couple ahead. I hit Deshmorny. He's a good bowler though. He's going to bowl the second over. So interesting to see who they use up front, where they decide to go Padmaraju and Deshmorny the first 4 overs to try and get well on top.
They'll want to get a wicket, and they'll want to get Saba. So if he gets going, then there's totals. He'll be defended. If they can get the wicket, put a bit of pressure on the Rooks. 10 off the first over is a good start though for Barbarians.
Third ball, boundary, and fourth ball, dot ball. Please like, share and subscribe, guys. Do like, share and subscribe. Remaining 2 balls.
The ball doesn't need this morning. It'll be assisted by this breeze, which is right to left. It's just a light breeze. Nothing like Tornado Tuesday that we had last week. It's he's a good cricketer. He's on bat really well. First innings as well. Very classy kind of player. We're not especially suited to the 10 over game, but he's shown the adaptability to become effective at the top of the order. The last couple of games for the Rooks. Right now he's got to do the job with the ball in hand.
Pushed out for a single out to point.
This will be interesting for me because it's going to bring Davitsi on strike, and I think that we've really seen Davitsi trying to go over that leg side, and the natural swing of Deshmorny will be into him. So let's see what the field is first. I would have both my players out on the leg side. So still going for a deep point now. He's strong in the deep point area as well, but I think it's a more difficult shot to play with the ball swinging into you. I think it'll be an interesting little contest here between slightly older stager, Deshmorny, and the water boy. They have put two back on the leg side, but they've also got the deep point out, so that's one too many at the moment. You have to sort this out.
He also likes to dab it down through the third man area. Pitched outside leg.
And see there, missing out. So, well,
optimistic shout, pitching outside leg, quite high. That's how much they get his wicket. Went back onto the stumps. He was very aware of where the ball was there, Saba.
Please like, share and subscribe. Do like, share and subscribe,
guys. Back from the
first ball dot ball and second ball single and third ball dot ball, guys. Third ball also dot ball. Remaining 3 balls this over. Please like, share and subscribe, guys. Barbarians 11 runs, 1.3 overs.
Going to stick with the deep point and then the deep backward square leg.
51 balls only.
He's just more into Davitsi.
Subscribe, guys. Do like, share and subscribe.
It takes a bit of pad. Chase is going to be on. It's running away pretty quickly down there. Come back for 2 leg buys. So, yeah, Davitsi hasn't really put together a huge innings, has he, in the tournament? He's found a way to get himself out. He's got a big target on his back for the opposition. And this morning, would love a wicket of Sabo and Davitsi. The Rooks so desperate for a win. They've underperformed. Remember, the bottom team will get eliminated after match 40 as well. So they want to avoid that fate, the Rooks, but they need to get some wins. They need them soon. Here's Ashmoini. Davitsi walks at him. Comes into a low full toss. Yeah, well, because it was so far down, it wasn't that far to get to the bowler's end. They get through for a single.
It might have been a run out on the keeper's end. It's a bit of a slip there from Jahanu. Back on strike. So no one back on the offside. It's quite strong out there as well. It's a short cover. We'll have to see if he can break through that field. Comes Rohit again.
Well bowled. And well, could be in trouble. Oh, if he gathered that. Thought that was past Ashmoini for all money. Well, I'd say got a bit of an old stager, but tell you what, it's pretty agile there.
He is. You heard the call of what a fielding.
Yeah, well, have a look at this. I thought for no way he's getting out of this. And well, if that had stuck, I think that Jano Hawk would have been a real deer in the headlights. And Ashmoini, great over from him. Only 4 off it after 2 overs. It's 14 for no loss.
He likes to lead from the front, Rohit. And interesting that the skipper's going to bowl himself for the second over. I think it's a good move. Yeah. To get Sabawan out before he starts to launch into the soft underbelly of the Rooks bowling. So he's not hitting the ball as cleanly as what we've seen him in the past. Sabawan just not really fired like you would have seen him, but still a few days for him to go until the pointy end of the tournament. And if he can get a good innings here, I think it'll be in good stead for the finals.
He's back again. He's leg side today, but they do have a kind of whitish long on at the moment as one of the outfielders. The other one is a deep point. Someone just looks a bit frustrated to me. That he quite time with the ball as well. He knows he can. Slow ball. And this one might be out. Well, this is a really interesting one.
He might have slammed it into his foot. It's an interesting one.
Well, let's just have a look at this one. Oh, I'm not so sure because it does hit the toe, but the toe is also next to the ground. So sometimes it hits the foot and the ground. So let's have a look at this one. Let's slow down at this point here. See, that one to me hits both.
Yep.
And so I think it's a good decision that it's not out. Very hard to call in real time, though. Oh, let's see. So phase, he decides to swing away at the next one. Well, he's giving them a chance at the moment, but wow, a few little jitters from the Vandals in this chase so far.
Yeah, it's not been very fluid there from Sabah. I think we've seen some batsmen like Sahil Grover in the last game, and also Kartik, who are really moving into this tournament with starting to build up form. I saw that with Chris Pearce as well yesterday. But, he's still struggling here, Sabah, maybe trying to hit the ball too hard.
Yeah, I suppose, especially with Grover, I'm not so sure about his availability. I know that he's keen to bat. We don't know if he will bat, and puts a little bit of extra pressure on Davitsi. Devendra Singh seems a bit devoid of runs and form at the moment as well.
Please like, sharing, subscribe. Barbarians 14 runs in 2.3 overs. Barbarians need 65 runs to win. Please like, sharing, subscribe.
Has to be the hero though. You say that about Sabah, and he's proven it both with the bat and with the ball over the last few years, that he's given that responsibility and told you need to do this for the team, and he does it very consistently. But if there's no real pressure on, sometimes the motivation isn't really there for him. I think the pressure's on him now. It's been good bowling from Naveen. I think he might be unhappy in being the non-striker's end.
Yeah, well, it's Jackson Reddick saying Davitsi is out of form today. Well, I'd say also that 1 or 2 shots would click him right back into form, and he could make this total of 78 look very small, but at the moment it's been pretty good from the opening bowlers, from the rooks. This is a nice shot by Hoke, and it's over the offside, through the line of the ball, and he gets a boundary. So a useful one off the last ball of Pabaraju's spell. Nice shot by Johanna Hoke. It's the end of the over as well. It's 20 for no loss after 3.
It's my shot of the day so far. It's a lovely shot, just using it over the cover area. And another man that could get into form is Johanna Hoke. He's bowled well in this tournament so far, and it's a nice bit of timing. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Saba might take a bit of a leaf out of his book.
A bit of a question about, it was asked to me in the chat, there's a bit of discussion about test status and things like that. Do I think that Netherlands should have test status, or what about a 2-tier test circuit? Asked Peter Young. And my opinion is probably that, as far as getting more countries involved in test cricket, I'm not certain that that's the best form of the game as far as getting people interested in the game, because we've already seen test cricket apart outside the big countries. A lot of test cricket, some of the more or less lesser test cricket nations having trouble sustaining into that form of the game. So I honestly think my short answer is not at the moment. This is off straight off the face of the bat. This would have been out, and it's a catch that goes down. Sajith Gopalakrishnan did get down the leg side, and Davitsi again living dangerously. This time I'm sure it was just off the face of the bat. You see there, and well, this would have been the old strangle down the leg side. Again, Gunasekharan right in front of the umpire though, so I don't even know if he would have been given out. The umpire got a job to do. Stay out the way. This next one's wides. And well, it's just not going the way of the rooks, and when you're out of luck, you're out of luck. And that's going to be 5 bonus runs. And well, the start that Naveen Gunasekharan would have wanted. And I'll just go back to that. So I mean, it's not that I'm against it, or I'm definitely not against inclusion in more countries at the elite level of cricket, but I feel that and as far as 2-tier test cricket, well, in a way that kind of cheapens test cricket in a way. If your records are only ever playing Division 2 test countries, I think 2020 is the way forward for these countries. I think.
I agree with you, but it's also a different form. It's a more traditional form of cricket, and if you were the only way to improve these countries like the Netherlands and maybe Namibia and Uganda, is to, I think, if you want them eventually to play test cricket, they have to play test cricket at some time. A 2-tiered system wouldn't be a bad idea, but Ireland and Scotland as well.
There's a recent bit of cricket. Oh, just lost his footing there for a second. I think it comes down to the almighty dollar and economics, and it costs a lot of money to put these longer games on, and there's not really the interest.
Yeah, but is it really what cricket's about?
What it comes down to is what everything's about, isn't it? I mean, if you want to make something happen, and so you need. I find it sad. I mean, sometimes with decline in some countries with Test cricket. I grew up watching a very good West Indies team, and the crowds there were incredible. This is a pretty good shot, and it's going to be away from the fielder. And well, Hoke's picked up the slack here. Gets this one away from Jahangir Wani, who's out at deep point. It's on the handy boundary. Yeah, now you look at the West Indies, and even before COVID, there's empty stadiums with Test cricket. I think it's a bit of a trend, and it's not that I don't like the idea of it. I'm also a bit of a realist, and it seems the times are that these shorter games are the way cricket is heading.
Answer this question to me, Vinny.
Sure.
If the West Indies were winning games, and you had the great West Indies team of the 70s, that's another 4. Nice shot there from Joe Hill.
Yeah, sure.
If you had those players back again in the present time, do you think that you would get full stadiums?
I'm not so sure. I think demographically in that area, basketball's taken off in a big way, and there's a few other sports that have kind of filled that space, and they've had some. I mean, look, they've got really exciting players as well. West Indies, maybe not. Well, this is out. Well, this has come from nowhere. Little edge. And, well, this is a good catch by Sajid Gopalakrishnan behind the stumps. He holds on to this one. And Jana Hoke, who was looking really dangerous out there, just gets a little feather to Gunasekaran. And finally, the wicket goes down. Breaks the opening partnership at 35. He goes for 14, 35 for 1.
Yeah, it's good tight bowling, bit of a nothing shot. I don't really know where he tried to angle it, maybe down towards third man, but it followed him and got that edge, and it's a big wicket. He's scoring pretty freely.
It's just, this is Terry in the chat, Terry O'Connor, saying he doesn't think the interest is dying, but the cost of it is problematic, and when they can't make money by getting tests against Australia, India and England, the so-called big three, and the big boys don't want to play each other to make money. I think that's the issue.
But has cricket created that issue? And I think partly it has.
Yeah.
So I agree. The funding goes to those three countries, but when you look at South Africa or the West Indies, if there's no funding, or if the funding's not as big as with India, England and Australia, then naturally it's they in a sense, I guess they're killing their own game, which is counterproductive.
Yeah, it's just the centre of power. It's shifted over the last generation in cricket. I'm not saying I'm for it or against it, but it's just a reality. So it's better bowling by Gunasekaran. It's come back well after a bit of a shaky start. But I'm all for. The short answer to my question is I think probably too early to give the Netherlands test status. Also, you see, sometimes it takes years and years and years. I remember Bangladesh coming in. It took 20 years before they won a game or something like that. So it requires...
Bangladesh are now competitive in world cricket at a test level, and if you want to get Ireland or the Netherlands into that level of cricket, then you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, Ireland are in now, and we saw them in a very good performance against England as well, where they knocked them over, I think, 35 or something like that in England, which is something amazing to see. I just think Test cricket in general is in a funny place. You're right, it's just centralised between those big three. And
also, he'll have a good opinion of whether the Netherlands should get in Test status. He can be the match referee.
Rob, we all over it?
Well, I'll have to go and ask him after this game.
Bitsy still there. A bit less than a run of ball. It's very uncharacteristic, but it's just a mixture of good bowling and also just missed timing from Davitsi. And score after 4 overs, 35 for 1. Hock looked really good while he was there as well. It's about time for him to go. And now the rate still in the 7s, so doing what they need to do. Jenny Panellet has the ball. Wait for a single, so any way they can really get in trouble is a bunch of dot balls. You can't necessarily see that happening. And well, look who's come out to bat. It's Sahil Grover. So he's out there now. We saw him have a nasty fall in the field, didn't we? Where he jarred his knee. But he said he's okay to bat, and he's out there right now. And Davitsi's going to go large. It was a matter of time till he hit one in the middle, and Panellet just straying onto his legs. Maximal! 6 runs to Sabu Davitsi. And well, a couple more of those, and this 78 runs will not be enough on the board for the Rooks.
That was a good shot by Sabu. He didn't try to overhit it. He just waited for a refraction and just hit it. Just flicked it really.
Deep in his crease.
Yeah.
He creates the length, and he likes to make some fairly extreme movements forward or back, just to upset the length of the bowler. And that's the reason he was able to pick that up off Panellet. The other side of the ropes. Davitsi, this time he's on the charge forward. And well, this is probably going to be a wide. I think it is. And look, it was good thinking from the bowler, because Saba's gone so early there. He said, well, I'm going to come up with a plan of my own, but it was just too short. And it was over his head, even at the time that he met it. And this time he's going to get some more runs. And, well, Davitsi slowly cracking into gear. This is another one. The line's all wrong for me here, Danny. He gets on the legs, and Saba helps himself to 4 more runs.
Yeah, it was too short and too wide. And that was easy for Saba. Again, he didn't try to hit it too hard. Just Junior was just the wrong line. Easily picked up. And I think Saba's doing the right thing. I think he's trying to muscle the ball before now he's just trying to time it, and I think it's helping him. It's down leg side.
There's no call this time.
Maybe it went over the leg stump.
If it did, then it's a gutsy leave. Tell you what, already seen him almost strangle down the leg side. Here's the next one from Panellet. No full toss, driven down the ground.
Just paddle down, nothing too extreme. It's just, again, he's not trying to hit it too hard now. Now Subber, I think he's just watching it onto the bat, just trying to time it, and I think it's a good move.
Cruising while he's there as we get to the end of the 5th over, and it's 49 for 1 after 5 overs. So you can see that they're down to run a ball now, 30 off 30 required, and the Rooks, although they've toiled hard, and look, they are going to bring back Rohit Deshmoini, who bowled a really good first over. He went for 4, but have a look at the over by over totals here for the Vandals in this innings: 10, 4, 6, and since then 15 and 14. And that's clicked into gear. First it was Hoke, who played some nice shots before he was dismissed, but then Davitsi was quite brutal on Juno Panellet in the last over.
It was just the wrong line there from Juno, and I think Slobber just popped it along the way. See if Rohit can drag it back. Single out there to mid off.
A few people excited to see Grover batting. Hopefully he's all right. It seemed to be just jarring. He really seemed in a lot of discomfort, didn't he, in the 10th over of the first innings when he went down attempting a catch. But he's out there and he's batted really well today. And let's see if that injury impairs him at all, whether he keeps timing it the way he did in the first game.
We did fear the worst. He wasn't bending his knee at all, but better the soon-to-be doctor picked him up, and
he goes big here, but has it gone big enough? Well, it's going to go all the way. Maximo! 6 runs to Hill Grover. And well, this is back in the direction where he went down in the 10th over. This time he sends the ball in that direction and goes over the fielder for 6 runs.
Yeah, it's he's not being hampered by his injury. It's right in the slot, and he smashed that over cow corner for 6.
56 and climbing the score. Only 23 required for victory. This one wasn't quite there, and he's going to have to hustle and go to Davitsi's end. That's probably not smart cricket. I'd be picking out Sahil Grover's end every time if I was the fielding team. And he gets a run. So some good signs to the Vandals. Sahil Grover, a very capable player, and his form today has been good. They will be concerned about that injury for sure.
Sure. But looking at this Barbarians lineup, Jonah Hawk looked very good, timing the ball nicely. Sahil Grover's starting to come into a bit of form, and he really wanted to go back and to bat, and Subber's been very watchful, so it's starting to fire at the right end. This one's been hit hard down the ground. Should only be a single though.
We're going to go to his end this time. Oh, great bit of keeping from Sujith Gopalakrishnan. You've got aerial there. So Grover beats out the throw. Look at this. Up and away stuff. And I think it's smart to make Grover work hard for the runs. So running out of time now, the Rooks, and it does look like they're going to sink to their 6th successive loss in the tournament.
As I was saying, Vinny, I think when you look at Kartik's innings as well, earlier, Krunty's innings, I think some key players for these teams really coming up, and the right time of the tournament. They're starting to hit form, and again, they've hardly had any net time. It's a new pitch, getting used to things, getting used to playing cricket again. So I think you'll see Chris Pearce as well yesterday hit a nice 50. And it's the key players, I think, coming up in this part of the tournament, and then towards the end of the tournament, I think you'll see some very, very good cricket with some nice clean hitting.
Definitely the standards improving. It's partly the condition improving, but also there's more cricket getting into these players very early in the season here in the Czech Republic. This time it's got a bit of length. Davitsi's after him, and he goes straight down the ground and will roll away for 4. So Deshmoini just getting it slightly wrong. Davitsi giving the length to work with. He's got such good hand-eye coordination. He picks this one up. and sends it to the straight boundary. That takes him up into the 60s from Davitsi. Yeah, that's all bottom hand there. Knew that the mid-off was up in the circle, so we could aim it up and over him. He got enough bat on it to take it to the boundary. 63 for 1 at the end of 6 overs. Now, only 16 runs required for victory. Still 4 overs left in the match.
Yeah, they're starting to cruise now, the Vandals. I think the best of the bowling might be out of the way for the Rooks. See what Sutar can do.
Yeah, I like Sutar. Tries hard for his team. Got the ball in his hand, see if he can make something happen for the Rooks. Thick edge. They've got a very fine leg who can get around and stop it. It'll just be the 1 run.
He tried to absolutely smash that Sahil. He's got a top edge.
Well, you don't want to bowl too short to Davitsi, otherwise he might disappear into the golf course. He got away with that one to Grover, but see what Davitsi's tactics are here. I feel like he'll make it a definite move forward or back. Which way will it be?
Coming around the wicket, I think he'll move back.
Yeah, he's starting to get out of his crease.
There he goes.
It doesn't, helps on its way, but it could be a catch, and it's held. So, good bit of fielding. Ends the innings of Sabu and Davitsi, and it's Karthik Gopalakrishnan who held on. And well, you think they're running out of time and they need something to happen, and it's that man Gopalakrishnan that holds onto the catch. The wicket for Vinod Sutar. Davitsi, just when he was getting going, he goes for 28, and it's 64 for 2.
Yeah, I saw him move back on his crease. He got under it. He does hit it in the air quite a bit, Sabah, but he's just quite judging the pace of this pitch at the moment. And,
it's a pretty good shot. I mean, it's carried 55 metres. Just happened to be straight at the fielder. Still got to catch him. It's a really good catch. Karthik held his nerve. Andrew Sim comes in, and I think he's a good man for this situation. He'll be busy, and I don't think he'll let this game go back into the balance. 15 required off 22 balls.
It's a good cricketer, Andrew Sim. He batted very well the other day. His timing was quite nice. And pushed out the point for a single. And his running between the wickets very good as well.
Yeah, he just tries to score off every ball, doesn't he, Andrew Sim? And very workmanlike. And yeah, the only way back into this game would be to get a whole bunch of dot balls. You just can't really see it happening with these two at the crease. So the Rooks are just going to fall short again. And now they have to really worry about their welfare. And they're going to have a big game against United in the last game today at the Rooks. And have any chance of staying in line with the tournament, you think that's a must-win for them. They've won their match 32.
It is definitely a must-win game for the Rooks. United, a plucky team. They're favourites of a lot of the viewers in the chat.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams that are a bit of an underdog team, but at the same time they've got some quality cricketers. You want to see them in the final series.
Oh, this is hit really hard. And the fielder wasn't that far away from it, but it was absolutely smashed by Sahil Grover off the back foot. He's giving him a bit of length to work with. And he gets punished at the covers for 4. And well, good luck finding that one. Jahangir Vani's got the job of finding it. This one was lightning off the bat from Grover.
Yeah, lovely shot. Sometimes Sahil does charge down the wicket, and that one he just waited on and just get him a little space outside off stump, and he smashed it.
Only 9 required victory now. Just watchfully he plays this one back. There's no rush anymore. And, Vandals, good bounce back after that close match. They lost to the Vanguards. Match 29. Previous match to this one. Just by 4 runs. And to have everything back on track. It does look to be the Vanguards and the Vandals battling out for 2nd and 3rd place in the group at the moment.
That's what I mean by Sahil charging.
Does charge. Sometimes there's very little reason to do it, but he does. That's the end of the 7th over. It's 70 for 2.
So Vinny.
And just before we get back to the action, give you a look at what's coming up. It's the next game between the Prague Spartans Vanguards. And they were fresh off that 4-run victory I just mentioned against the Vandals. They're playing United CC. We're excited to see United CC back. They're a team on the rise. Look at Mustafa Nawab. He's been really good. And Ayush Sharma, he's been the standout player for United. The Vanguards, though, Sen Gupta, he's been the golden man for them. And I mentioned the golden man. Let's not forget, this game, match 31, it's a rematch of the golden ball match. We had in match 6, the only golden ball we've had so far. That match was tied after regulation time, so a lot of people excited about seeing those two teams go head-to-head. And that match will be starting in about half an hour's time right here on ECN.
It's a bit of rubbish there. Lucky to get away with it there, the bowler. It's left armour.
Oh, that's out. Yeah, well, that's a really good throw. It was a laser from the boundary and really well taken as well by Sujith Gopalakrishnan. And, yeah, Sim pushing hard for every run. I thought it was there. We'll have a look at what happened here. Sim, we know he's a busy cricketer. 360 pirouette to start. He made up his mind, said, well, it'll have to be a good throw to get me. But look at the speed this one comes in. And also expertly gathered. And onto the stumps it went.
It's a very good piece of fielding out there from the boundary. And looked like a certain to. He's not a slouch either, Andrew Sim. So the wicket goes down. Still have Sahil Grover out there. And they've got plenty of time to get the 9 runs they need to win. Actually, they 8 runs they need to win because they do
get the one that they did complete. That's exactly right. And well, it's had some highlights, the Rooks, but it's been too few and far between. They've really strung a game together. It's Murali Vandrasi who's coming out to bat. 71 for 3 the score.
I'm looking forward to the next game. I think it'll be again a really nice tight game between the Vanguards and United. Just through the covers. Should just get one, I think. He's running next to the ball.
Should be 2. It's a Ford Escort. And it's been a long day, but it also tells me the field still quickening him up. I thought the fielder there thought the ball was going to pull up, but just never did. Kept rolling away from him. I know it's been a long day out there. It's the captain, Naveen Padmaraju, who's toiled hard. This time, just have a look at it. It seems he's going to slow down. Just keep running away from him. In the end, they do get 2. The batsmen weren't even that aware. Good Yorker this time. It's Dipan Kumar Patel with the ball. Just creeping up on this total.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting it comfortably. Now the Vandals still got 7 wickets in hand. A few overs to go and just a handful of runs. Let's see if Sahil finishes it in a 1 ball. Doesn't he? Just prods it down towards point. He had a big call of no, and they went anyway.
No run. Dangerous strategy. But still.
Maybe it was the check no.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about languages the other day. And often ano or it's shortened, which means yes. It's shortened to no, which means yes. Check.
Exactly.
Not confusing at all. Wow, this one is a good piece of bowling. Dipan Kumar Patel getting it right. And it's too good for Murali. Have a look at this one. This is where you want to be, full and straight. And wow, Patel, some good signs there. No one covered a bowling option. The Rooks, they look to be running out of runs on this occasion. Still 4 required for victory now. It's 75 for 4.
Yeah, he just misread the pace of that ball. He was through the shot before it reached him. And so good bowling. Yeah, from Patel.
And well, new batsman coming out the middle. Back in position, 1 ball now. It's been a good little over here. It's taken 1 for 5 off the 5 deliveries so far. And new batsman is Bilal Samad. Coming out to bat for the first time, I believe, for the Vandals.
So what bye did you get today, Vinny?
No. Right. Good question. CPP? Hey. Canberra, would it?
Could be a Canberra.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I'll let everyone know. All right, 4 to win then. Someone on strike. Pushes this way on the leg side. Nice looking shot.
I think I've got sausage rolls today.
Yeah, sausage roll yesterday was really good.
The sausage rolls are very good.
Everything's good from the down under.
It is.
And we get to the end of the 8th over. It's 76. Pardon me. Yeah, 76. It's 76 for 4 is the score. So 3 runs required off the last 2 overs. Well, I think we're pretty keen for the Vandals to finishing off, so we get into the lunch. And thanks to Ash and Megan and everyone at the Down Under in Prague. I'm probably not open at the moment, but I would like to cruise past the Down Under. Maybe we can go for a walk around the city. There's something to do.
Next time you're around. Definitely something to do.
3 runs to win then. Really making us. My tummy's grumbling. And well, 3 off 12. I mean, they can't, can they? They've still got Grover there. He's on strikers end at the moment. Suthar coming back for his second over. His first one was a really good one. He conceded 7 runs and picked up a big wicket. Oh, was that when Davitsi?
He's in a bit of discomfort there, Bilal Samad. That's something to do with his back.
Yeah, he's hurting. Walking wounded out there. Got Sahil Grover. He's got problems of his own.
It's just would prefer to lean on his bat than use it, I think, at the moment, Samad.
Well, let's take a few dots on him. Maybe you can make it interesting. Doubt it.
This one's wide, cooler wide.
It's not going to help either. Now, 1 run will tie it, 2 runs to win from here. There's been a few bright spots for the Rooks. I've liked the batting of Padmaraju and Deshmoy at the top of the order. Played some nice strokes as well. I thought they did try and put the pressure on in the power play, but this hasn't panned out for them in the second half of this game.
Oh, close. Is it bat?
No, I don't think so.
It sounded like that. And it wasn't. It was leg buys.
Let's have a look at this in the replay. Maybe sneaking down leg side. We'll have a look. It's a pretty good shout. It's come back a long way. I think that's a good decision because you see how far it moved left to right. Although it's hit him on the back foot, I could see this one maybe sneaking down leg side.
Yeah, I agree with you, Vinny. And that'll be it. It's just hoiked the deep square leg boundary, and that's the end of the game. Number 4 there for Sahil Grover. Brave innings after his injury in the last game.
Yeah, well, big effort. Heart as big as the country. And Sahil Grover finishes things off. They're going to finish with 82 off 8.3 overs, defeating the PCC Rooks 78. And well, let's look back at this chase. 79 were required for the Vandals in 10 overs. It was an interesting start, wasn't it? They threw some big guns at him straight away with the captain, Padmaraju. Rohit Deshmoyne. You see Deshmoyne. Maybe he's aging backwards, because that was a really agile bit of work of his own bowling. Almost created a run out of nothing. I think Padmaraju. This is one of the shots of the day for me. Not the shot of the day from Hoke. Beautiful lofted cover drive for 6. Again, Sacred came into the attack. Still, Hoke, he was up and about. He was going. 3 beautiful boundaries in his innings of 14. See that one straying on the leg stump, the bowler. Worked away, but just when he thought he was going to go on with it, it was the wicket, and then Davitsi. He's normally so destructive. And this one was big Maximo. Grover got to the crease despite the injury. Lasted 19 runs, 11 balls, 2 fours, and a Maximo in there. And this one, see how hard Grover hits the ball. Can whack them. And then they got there with 9 balls to spare. And don't forget, coming up in approximately 20 minutes' time, we have match 31. It's the 3rd match of the day. And the Vanguards against United. Rematch of the Golden Ball match. And don't forget those fantasy dashboards. They are available on our website, europeancricket.com. And a lot of work goes into those. Make sure you have all the information you need if you're playing fantasy cricket or you're just interested about the players who have been selected in the teams. It's all on one screen for you. Venkateswamy, didn't he bat well earlier in the day? Sanjit Sengupta, another player to watch for the Vanguards. Well, we're going to settle into our pies and a wonderful lunch. Thanks for looking after us. Everyone in Czech cricket and it's associated with this tournament. It's been really great getting to know so many people passionate about cricket and European cricket. And we're going to leave you. Be back in about 20 minutes for that match. Match 31 between the Vanguards and United. But for now, it's Mr. Maximo, Vinny Sandu, along with Danny Hudacek. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're watching around the world. And we'll see you shortly for more cricket on the European Cricket Network. You're watching the Fan Code European Cricket Series. Well, hello and welcome back to Prague on a beautiful sunny Tuesday. And we're halfway through the day's action today. Of course, we have 4 matches every day on the European Cricket Network, Mondays to Saturdays in the Fan Code European Cricket Series. And coming up next, we have match 31 between the Prague Spartans Vanguards and United Cricket Club. United, it's their first match today. Certainly looking forward to seeing Pramod Bagoli and the gang. Let's go over to match referees with the two captains. Heads the call. Heads, what would you like to do, Pramod? Okay, so United CC, they've won the toss and elected to bowl. It means they'll be chasing. Let's not forget that golden ball game. They were so close against the Vanguards last time, so I think it'll be a really interesting match. Match 31 coming up. Danny Hudacek is in the commentary box. Let's get ready for the first ball.
So welcome back for the third game of the day between the Prague Spartans Vanguards and United. It's be a good game. Went down to a golden ball for the last time that these two teams played. It'll be a close game again. United, useful little team. Lots of fans out there. And Vanguards, they're looking for one of the top 3 spots. I think they'll fighting it out with Barbarians for the second spot and the in the group. Bruno Rangers doing the job last week. And United, interesting They decided to field and get chasing runs set by the vanguards. It's usual, I think. Yeah, the